Yes.
Get it handy so that you can start right away.
I can't hear you.
Get it handy so that it's easy to start.
All right, no problem.
After reading out
You can start.
All right.
Start now.
Good evening, everyone. Glad to have you on board. It's been a week-long absence somehow on the COPDEM People's Parliament. We're trying to put some things in order. Tonight on COPDEM People's Parliament, I have with me on Zoom Mr. Gibson, all the way from Kwara State. Mr. Gibson, please, can you introduce yourself?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Uchola Eneche Jobson, speaking from Kwara State. Thank you and God bless you for joining COPDEM People Parliament this evening once again.
All right, welcome. We have also joining us Mr. Honorable Amici. Honorable, please, can you say hello to the house? Probably is not settled yet. Tonight at COPDEM People's Parliament, we have three burning headlines that we'll be considering tonight. Mr. Jobson, if you are available, please, can you briefly read out the headline for tonight's discussion?
Thank you, due process. It's a very lovely evening again, and the trending stories here are very, very interesting, and it's going to be a wonderful night with what I'm seeing on the trending story. Our number one trending story says, assessment of Tinubu 2 years in office. And the second on the trending stories says, 2027 ADC lead coalition, permutations and prospects. And number 3 on the trending story, hunger, insecurity and poverty in Nigeria, wall with President Peter Obi do differently. I think these are the trendy stories we have on the COPDEM People Parliament today.
Thank you for that reading it out for our viewers out there on BDM. We thank you for taking the time with us. And tonight, these are the three headlines that we're considering. And feel free to make your inputs. Of course, join our social media handle on X, official COPDEM, to have your thoughts documented or through post or comment. You can tag us, and as well your feedback will be rightly noted. Tonight on these three trending stories, I will be focusing our discussion on assessments of Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2 years in office. He's done his 1 year in office. We are now in 2 years in office, and Nigerians are interested to find out how well he has fared so far in office. Mr. Jefferson, if you are to assess Mr. Tinubu's 2 years in office, what do you have to say in terms of security, in terms of health care, in terms of the economy, in terms of job provision for the teeming youths, road projects, water, in all aspects of human capital development? If you can give your assessments, how can you assess President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2 years in office?
Thank you so much, due process. And I want to say thank you to our dear listeners all over the world. I can't even rate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2 years in office less than 3/10 if I'm to rate him. It's a very, very poor performances as a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The fact is this, that Nigeria today are languishing in poverty. Nigeria today are not secured again. This is a country whereby his people cannot go to bed with their 2 eyes closed anymore. This is a country where the children are dying of malnutrition. I think there is a poor performances in the administrative of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And if I will rate him, like I said earlier, I will rate him 3/10 because he can't even get a pass in my rating. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for that honest feedback. If I'm to ask, in terms of rating President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, let's go practical here. Before the emergence of this administration, how much was bag of rice and how much is bag of rice today? How much was fuel being sold and how much is it being sold today? You know, these are the practical, the layman understanding of the rating of governance. Honorable, Honorable, I don't know, Honorable the House, can you give your feedback, your assessment of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2 years in office? What is your feedback, your assessment? How do you feel he has performed so far? Honorable Amici, if you are there, please unmute and speak. I don't think he's still available to speak. Do we have more guests in our Zoom link? Guests? All right, Honorable IG, please go on.
Good evening, listeners.
Yes, good evening. Welcome to Kenyan People's Parliament.
Please, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, we can hear you. Go on.
Thank you. Okay. Good evening, listeners. My name is Honorable Raja Mechokro. I'm happy to be with in your mix today to discuss this topic that how direct our
Honorable, you seem to be
president
speaking very comfortably. Probably the
for 2 years in office. I think how many times? How will I rate Tinubu? Can you hear me?
Yes, go on. You seem to be speaking too slow and too comfortably.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you are too slow and too comfortable in your speech.
Am I loud?
Yes, please go on, please.
Okay, I'm not. The thing is that I don't have I don't have even 1 mark to give him.
No, mathematically and statistically, you don't score somebody that has made
What
an
I'm
effort.
saying is that I don't have 1 mark to give President Tinubu for. I don't have 1 mark to give him for his 2 years in office.
Okay.
If I'm giving him mark, I will give him minus 99.
Before I ask you the reason why you have that opinion, in case if you are using mouthpiece, please you can remove it so that we can get your communication.
It not make any. His effort is negative. That's why I'm giving him negative mark. All his effort is negative. There's no single positive effort he has made. Because if you tell me,
Mr. Jobson, can you hear him?
no, I'm not using mouthpiece, so it's just that I'm connected with the system.
Okay. Go on. Go on.
Can you hear me clearly?
Your communication seems to be coming slow somehow.
You can hear me.
We can hear you clearly. Please go on, continue. I don't know. Mr. Jobson, can you hear me, please?
I can't
Can
hear
you hear
him. I
me?
can't hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear him now.
Go
What I'm
on.
saying is that when you have performed positively, we'll give you a positive mark. When you perform negative, we'll give you a negative mark. So I don't.
We seem to be losing you again. Mr. Jobson, while we await Honorable to be back, with seem to be struggling over there. Can you take it up from where he stopped in his analysis of reason why he decided to score Bola Tinubu minus 99? Mr. Jobson,
Yes, I'm with you.
please take it up. Why he decides
Okay,
to score?
okay. I think, yes, the Honorable said it, why he cannot give him any scores, because he believes he hasn't done anything as far as his own opinion is concerned. And the facts still remain the same. Well, he has not done anything. The only thing I believe he has done and is doing now is bringing people into APC and also making appointments that are not even necessary for the nation. And that is why I said I score him 3 over. Because when you see his appointment goes to his allies, his political enemies who he wants to draw closer, and the likes. But that does not withstand, as Nigeria is concerned, President Tinubu performances is very, very poor. Economically, we know what is affecting Nigeria today. I wish to talk about the rate of dollars to naira, which is about 1,600 approximately now. And the food aspect you talk about, a bag of rice is being sold at the rate of 60, 17,000 naira now in Nigeria, or the fuel that is being sold at the rate of 1,000 naira per liter. Is it the one to talk about? These are economical problems we have in Nigeria, and that is why his economical performances is very, very poor. Tinubu, as the president of this country, has failed already in the last 2 years. I don't know how he's going to do it in the next 2 years of his office, but as far as I'm concerned, the 2 years he has ruled Nigeria so far so good has been a poor performance so far so good. And that is why I can categorically tell anyone today, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu has not done anything yet in Nigeria. As far as I'm concerned, that is my own opinion. And when you look at the insecurity in Nigeria today, in Benue, the rate at which our dear brothers and sisters are being killed every day is uncalled for. Is it in Plateau or the one of Taraba yesterday or day before yesterday precisely? These are the things that we are talking about as the president in commander-in-chief of Nigeria Armed Forces, that you are watching your people being killed day by day by all these so-called bandits or whatever they call themselves. Is a fail for President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I think he has failed Nigeria, and he has failed as a person in his office so far so good. So there is nothing like rating him so high. He can't get past. It's a bad performance as far as I'm concerned. That is just my own opinion. Due process.
I agree with you.
Okay.
The question has,
It's like
no,
I'm back. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me clearly now?
we can hear you clearly now. Go on.
Okay, Mr. President Ahmed Tinubu have, as a matter of urgency, he needs to resign from that office. He have done nothing in Nigeria since he assumed the office. From the first time he was declared the president, his first speech turned Nigeria from a country to anarchy. From that day, from that very day, Nigerians started suffering from that day till today. We are talking about 2027. 2027 is very far from here. People will die. People have started suffering from malnutrition just within 2 years. What will happen in the next next 2 years again. I heard about malnutrition of years ago, years back, during the World War, when people don't have access to food and access to care. Today, people have started within 2 years of his time in office, people have started having malnutrition. Children are having big heads because they are not eating adequate food, because their parents cannot go to farm. Because if they go to farm, Fulani terrorists will kill them. They will rape others. They will kidnap others. If you bring ransom, they will take it and still kill them. And the president, the chief commander of the armed forces of Nigeria, don't have any atom of a solution to this menace. So if you ask me to rate him, it should be that 99.9 minus. He have not done anything positive to Nigeria. Is it from the which sector will I say that President Ahmed Tinubu have done anything? Is it which sector? Let me say in the political sector, he wants to bring out the Nigeria. Which country in the world is practicing one-party system? Do you know the effect of one-party system in a nation? It means that we have one voice. How can we have one voice in a developed country like Nigeria? Even in the Southeast only, you cannot have one voice. If you come to Enugu, Enugu is PDP. If you go to Anambra, Anambra is APGA. If you go to Ebonyi State is APC. So we can't have one-party system in a developed country now. And you want to carry everybody to one party. To do what? You don't need to go to be in one party to perform in your state. What the people need is very few. What the people need is just secure them. Let there be security. That's your primary duty. You have failed on that. Primary duty, you have failed on your primary duty. Is it the secondary duty that you have done well? No. Primary duty is to secure your people. You are not securing anybody. You don't even care. You are traveling from one country to another. The money you have spent in traveling, we fix Warri Refinery. The money you have spent in traveling from one country to another, we fix Warri Refinery. All the refinery that they told us that is working, all of them are shut down now. None of they've shut the Warri Refinery down. The Port Harcourt Refinery, that thing was just like. There was one politician before, when he's doing campaign, he will go and call this thing, tankers to come and put water in borehole. They will, on the tap, they will say that he has given us the water. If that's water in the tank finish, that's all. But television will carry that he has put in water everywhere. So I can mention from now till tomorrow the areas he have failed. He have failed in all sectors. He have failed in all sectors.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Koro, for your feedback on assessment of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 2 years in office. To me, it's 2 years of doom. To me, it's 2 years of starvation, 2 years of backwardness, 2 years of poverty, 2 years of demotion, 2 years of lack of direction, 2 years of hopelessness. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has failed the citizens in so many capacities, in so many directions. Every Nigerian, be it rich, poor, middle class, as a matter of fact, currently there is no more middle class that has been cut off. Now we have extremely rich and extremely poor Nigerians. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you want to join the conversation via regular call, you can call in to be part of this conversation through this number 08062 557980. I repeat, 08062557980. Thank you, Honorable Koro, for being part of this conversation. Having discussed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's failure for the past 2 years for deliberately taking Nigeria on the reverse gear, we'll be looking at the other trending stories that we have for tonight's discussion. The coalition has come to stay, and you can see the events that have been unfolding. As a matter of fact, on Sunday, there was an event where the National political group came together in Abuja post Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Mr. Peter Obi, El-Rufai, ex-Governor Rotimi Amechi, and all that, and all the figures that have already indicated interest to be part of the coalition. They were all there yesterday, and they bear their minds on the Nigerian situation and the way forward. What's your opinion in respect to the coalition, Mr. Gibson? In case we have other people who are joining us via Zoom, you can equally be part of the discussion. If you want to contribute towards the current topic under discuss, please unmute and speak. Thank you. We are currently considering the coalition.
Please, can I have the mic?
Yes, please go on.
Okay, my listeners, if Atiku should listen to Nigerians, and if he have love for this country, it is obvious that there's no way that he will be that P2B will vice him. That thing is no more obtainable. The one that he viced him in the other election is over. P2B can no longer become Atiku's vice in any way, in this world and in other world. So Atiku should, if he is too big to become vice, he should step aside. I advise him to let them just for because of the coalition, let ADC give him the party chairman. Because if you give him the party chairman, we are sure that the party is secured. Who will go and bribe him? Is it Tinubu that will go and bribe him to scatter the party or what? Because what the Tinubu is using Abure to do in the Labour Party is it might be also be obtainable if we don't have a trusted national chairman of ADC. But if someone like Tinubu, if someone like Atiku becomes the national chairman of ADC, it's settled. ADC is now as strong as no other party in Nigeria. And people will queue in, will produce a result at the end of 2027 election.
Yes,
so
I agree
that's
with you. I agree with you. Momentum is already building across the country, and new members are trooping into the ADC as the new bride in town. And it has resonated a lot of hope of Nigerians who probably felt maybe Bola Tinubu would have almost succeeded in his one-party attempt. And we are glad that now there is an option on the table being provided under the platform of the ADC. And a lot of political movements are taking place and is aligning, taking shape ahead of 2027. What would be your advice? Already you are advising that Atiku should see himself as a party chairman instead of running for presidency. In that regard, there are permutations that if Obi becomes the presidential candidate, who's going to be the vice presidential candidate? Mr. Jobson, are you there? Anybody you can speak, please. If you can recommend.
Okay.
70% of people that are following Obi will just feel like it is finished if Obi say is going for vice. Like someone like me, I will not support him. I will not vote for him as vice. You understand? I will not vote for, and I know many people, and that mission will discourage many Nigerians, as in up to 70% of obedience.
You didn't get my question. There is sentiment that is the turn of the South, and that the contest of 2027 should be left for the South to decide as presidential candidates. Then, in terms of vice presidential candidates, Who do you think from the north or from the southwest, whichever part of the country, that should be the vice presidential candidate?
El-Rufai is assumed to be well. It's not that if I'm to choose, like if what I choose will become, I will say let that go for vice. But we need, according to the people's view, El-Rufai will bring more force from the north that will be able to unseat the president Tinubu. So
Beside from
El-Rufai go.
Besides from bringing something better to the table, you agree with me that El-Rufai have more grassroots structure compared to Vice President, our 2023 Vice Presidential candidate, Dr. Deti Ahmed Yusuf. El-Rufai, if you go to garage and you carry out a poll, you see the difference quite clear. Because the Northerners, there's a way they do their things. The name of the individual, the name of the particular candidate that they are more familiar with is what they go by. And in that case, you see that El-Rufai will have the better projection. So what's your response to that?
So that's what I'm saying. That sorry, you can speak. You can speak.
Okay, I don't think El-Rufai is going to take that position of vice president. To me, it's not going to be a good for the profile of our principal, Peter Obi.
No. Mr. Johnson, in this case, you cannot decide the husband and decide the wife.
Yes.
You right? So
yes, I understand you now. I understand you.
Is not dependent on whatever we think. It is dependent on
Yes.
what consensus candidate from the north. And the question is, who are you looking at? So we don't have reason to is not supposed to know. Who are you looking at from the north? That should come up.
Okay, I think personally, the vice president should come from either the northeast or the northwest, not the north central again. I don't know whoever they are going to bring out from this two political zone, either the northwest or the north central, because this is a political calculation this time around, and the permutation needs to be very, very high. The vote that comes from the northeast or the northwest, if per adventure we have the vice president from that zone, is what matters. Are you getting my point now? So to me, I believe Obi should be able to calculate that alone to get a very, very good candidate from these two political zones. One of them should be his vice, not from North Central anymore. That is my own view, because I believe any person they brought from there should be a popular candidate that they knows. But notwithstanding, he should be the one that will give us that vote we are looking for, either from the northwest or the northeast, to be the vice president. That will give us a very, very good vote. That is my own political calculation and permutation.
Okay, I agree with you. Particularly, I'm looking at any of the sitting governor in the northeast. Have a sitting governor from the northeast, it will add value to the voting that will be coming in. Please, you want to speak, please unmute and have your say, please.
So what he said is actually correct, because our politicians have adapted political calculations that favors them. Like when it was time of Southeast, they quickly divided the country into two, into North and South. Say they started from PDP that they are zoning it to the South. No more Southeast that's supposed to go. So considering our political geopolitical zones is very necessary. In our political calculations, those that want it to favor them have silenced some geopolitical zones, like the Southeast, Northeast that is mentioning. should, if there is a, there must be a credible candidate from there that the North will vote for. If you become the vice, if you become vice under Obi. And then, if we talk of South, the president, it should be from Southeast. These are job seeker zones that have not tested those seats. So that's my own.
Okay, thank you for that analysis on where the choice of the vice presidential candidate for 2027 should be coming from. I agree that the choice of vice presidential candidate should be coming from the Northeast. Reason being that they are the current vice presidential candidate. And for them to lose Shetima, of course, there should be a replacement from the same geopolitical zone, which is Northeast. In that way, we expect Mr. Peter Obi and the coalition that are working will be able to do the calculation right and come up with someone from that part of the country. That being said, we'll be considering the third on our list for the day, which is what will Mr. Peter Obi do differently from what Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently doing. Will Mr. Peter Obi use over 50 million to buy? That means he will never do that. The answer is no. Will Mr. Peter Obi use scarce resources to buy yacht that he doesn't even live in the river? Of course, the answer is no. So these are some of the few things I feel Mr. Peter Obi is definitely going to do differently. I don't know. Let me give the mic so that you all have your contribution on what Mr. Peter Obi will do differently. Of course, before I yield the mic, Mr. Peter Obi will not be using 21 billion naira to renovate vice presidential residence. He will not do that. He will come up with his calculator and press it to find out why should it cost up to that. So please unmute your contribution. What Mr. Peter Obi is definitely going to do differently from whatever Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently doing in Asoro.
Just as I've rated Tinubu minus 99, Peter Obi is going to do opposite of what Tinubu is doing now.
Okay.
When he was running as the governor of Anambra State, he went to the lodge. They were advising him to change all the furnitures. He asked them, what's happened to this one? Is it that this one can no longer carry me? He asked them. Instead of changing the furnitures in the government house, in which other governors used to do, he called the carpenter to amend it. Those ones that have issue, please put it where I'm giving, paint it. Peter Obi, I can't remember the figure, but the first issue that he had with his House of Assembly members was because of the renovation of government house. They budgeted very huge amount of money, and after he went through the budget for just to renovate the government house, what he approved for the renovation was not more than 10% of their budget. So looking at it, he will not even talk of renovating anything because all those things are already intact. What you'll be looking at is securing, let Nigeria be safe first. Let us feed ourselves first. Yes. Let the thief stop in Nigeria. He already said the last time, you cannot tell a learned man that they are stealing oil that you need to load. You need this thing needs to come from water and come and stand there for a very long time. Armies and navies are there, and you are telling us oil theft. These are things that he will just cut. This thing will not take him time. We are talking of, let me say, 1 term in office. for the fact that it took Tinubu 2 years to turn babies that were feeling very fresh from normal to abnormal to started feeling kwashoko within 2 years. It will not take P2B 1 year to place Nigeria at the top 10 in Africa. Because as of now, Nigeria is least in Africa. Talk more for that country. It will not take P2B 2 years. I said 1 year. It will not take him 1 year to place Nigeria in top 10 in Africa. It will not take him 2 years to place Nigeria as top 5 in Africa. It will not take P2B 4 years to take Nigeria to the limelight. And we'll start enjoying our nation. So that's what P2B will do differently.
Thank you. You know, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. A step, not just a step in the right direction. He's always given an analogy that if you want to travel to Lagos from Abuja and the driver proceed towards Lokoja axis, you have hope that you have confidence that if you're able to exercise patience, you definitely get to Lagos. But when you enter a vehicle on the promise of taking you to Lagos and it faces Kaduna Road, of course, you know your journey to Lagos cannot be accurately estimated. And that is what is happening in the situation of Nigeria. We are being governed at clockwise direction. We are being governed at the opposite of everything that represents good governance. Mr. Jobson, you have something you want to add to it before we close the discussion for the day?
Yes. I think what I want to add to it is, I want to categorically tell Nigeria today that are listening to us.
Mr. P2B will do differently from what we have on ground.
Yes, I want to tell Nigerians today, and I'm assuring you, one thing I know, Peter Obi will never squander Nigeria money. Peter Obi will never waste Nigeria money. Peter Obi, I know, can never use 150 million naira to buy a Prado Jeep for House of Assembly members and all their representatives in the Senate. He will never do such. Peter Obi can never use billions to renovate just solar energy in Aso Rock. Peter Obi will never buy a presidential yacht. My dear Nigeria listening, I believe in Peter Obi. He will never squander Nigeria money on traveling from one tour to another in Nigeria presidential jets if it becomes president of Nigeria. Peter Obi is a man of honor and integrity. He maintained that integrity even up to now as I'm talking to you. He can never, and he will protect Nigeria economy with all costs. Because if you see what is happening today, is because we lack the protections of our economy by President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. That is why our economy is somehow shambled today. And I believe PO will never do such. The first priority he will take is the economical control, which is going to control it. I'm assuring my fellow Nigerians today, he is going to do that. And by the time he has control over our economy, I think Nigerians will enjoy the good governance he's going to bring to his people in Nigeria. And that is what I want to tell my fellow Nigerians today. Thank you, due process.
Yes, thank you, Jobson. We have a number of girls tonight. Mr. Degbe is here, Mr. Degbe Sunday from Kwara. We have also Mr. Ibrahim Abdul Rashid. We have Nabu Ike, Edozi, Pastor Lawrence. We appreciate you all, and we'll be glad if you have contribution to make on these three burning topics that we've so chosen for the day. We are assessing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2 years in office. How well has he fared in terms of leading Nigeria? Can you give a brief assessment of what you feel about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2 years in office? Is it Pastor Lawrence or David Sunday, whoever is available to speak, please unmute and speak. Thank you.
Good evening, Christian Ako, a due process. I greet you, especially here.
Thank
I
you.
greet everyone. I just want to, Comrade Job and others have said a lot, and I was in another meeting, that's why I came late.
Right.
You see, I want to say here that Peter Obi, you cannot compare Peter Obi to Tinubu. It's not done. That is the simple truth. Because if you listen to what Peter Obi have been using to campaign in the last election, 2023, and you reflect back to what he has done, all his antecedents, everything he has done in Anambra State, put all together, you know that is why he's pulling crowd. A lot of people are, going with that man. Number one, if Peter Obi comes to power, he's not going to recruit all these rascal people like the way this government is doing. Anybody that have a corruption issue, cases before now, Peter Obi will not give appointment to such person. He will never support those people to come on board again. There's going to be like new set of people taking over the government. The people that have clean hands, that have not embezzled this country wet before. Those are the kind of people he will want to war with. That is number one. He always talk about agriculture. Agriculture is number one, sector that can make economic grow. He's always emphasizing on agriculture. He referred to, Niger State. He said, Niger State alone, if you use the Niger State land to make farm, it will feed the whole Nigeria. Only Niger State. So you want to focus on agriculture and education. If you look at even till today, Anambra State is still leading Nigeria in education. Till today. Because during his time, he invested so much in education. And he said that is what he's going to do again. See, let me tell you, it's because of this, lack of education to this generation that is causing this insecurity. And there's no other way about it. People don't go to school. Some parents are giving birth to children. They don't send them to school. So what do you expect? By the time they begin to grow up, they begin to smoke different type of weed, all those kind of things, begin to take alcoholic and all of that. Before you know it, they begin to carry ammunition and, begin to chase people all around. That is what Chief Obafemi Awolowo have said before. He said, let us train the children, let's train the youth. If you did not train them and you believe because you are rich, you train only your children, you did not care for other children, those one that you did not train will come after your own children. Is it not happening now? Exactly. So education is the key. So let me stop here. Maybe because of time, maybe somebody else want to contribute. Sorry that I come late. Don't worry. Other time will come on time so that we can contribute meaningful to the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Sunday from Kwara State. Always a pleasure having you on this program. Ladies and gentlemen, so far is the COPDEM People's Parliament, and we dissecting socio-political issues as they affect Nigerians. So far tonight, we'll discuss a number of 3 topics, burning topics for the day, and we are about drawing close to curtain. And I don't know if there will be more contribution on these 3 topics that have been so discussed so far. I believe we've stretched the topic, even though not overstretched, because the topics are inexhaustible. I don't know if we have more guests in the house who want to still have their contribution. with the topic of the day. Do we still have anyone to have something to say about the topic of the day? Yes, please go on. If you're using a mouthpiece, you can please unplug it so that we can hear you. Obviously, no, we cannot hear you. The noise. If you are using mouthpiece, please unplug it from your phone and speak to your phone directly. Unfortunately, we cannot take you. Your network is so bad, we can't hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being part of tonight's program. Till we come your way tomorrow with another wonderful episode of COPDEM People's Parliament. From here, it will be good night and have a wonderful night rest. Thank you all for being part of this program. And,
thank you very much. Comrade Due Process, I want to welcome one. I saw one person on in the meeting today.
Oh, please.
Sister Caroline Leo.
And I've given audience to everybody to please, have contribution.
What I mean, no. I said she's from Kwara State, obedient to the call. She's attending for the first time. I'm seeing her here.
Kwara seems to be leading on this COPDEM People's Parliament. I don't know what's happening. Ms. Caroline,
it's because you are preaching the good news of Peter Obi to everyone.
You guys are doing well. I appreciate you. Ms. Caroline, please unmute and have a brief talk to the house, please. Let's hear from you.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. And thank God I remember the meeting. Usually I see the notices, but because of time and because of responsibilities, I hardly can join. The discussion today has been quite interesting, and most of the points raised or mentioned are points that I have in mind, and so there's no point really repeating what others have said. So thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you, and we look forward to having you more often on the program so that we can collectively have a discussion on national issues as they affect Nigerians, because opposition cannot be silenced and be coerced into fear. We all have to have contribution on what's going on in the country, because criticism helps the government of the day to do better. Because if nobody is talking, then they will have a field day in bad governance. Thank you for being part of this program, and we look forward to having you again.
Thank you. Good night.
All right. Good night. Have a lovely night rest. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.